Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of my wonderful and delicious little subscribers out there. And how I love you all so, and I hope that you're all super duper well, super duper wonderful, and super duper delicious. And that life is treating you most deliciously wherever you are in the world, okay? So it's nearly 25 to 1 in our old England, my delicious little babies, in the afternoon. We have a blue sky and looking, because they send us the weather forecast every single day. It appears to be 22 in our old England today, my delicious little babies. Okay, that doesn't mean no. Yeah, it's really lovely and super duper warm, in the sun, my delicious little babies. Yes, anyway. And of course, along with that, all this morning, what did we have? We had zazums going up no end, my delicious little babies. Do you see what I'm saying, okay? It's very blatant. There we are. In everybody's birth races, my delicious little babies. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes. Anyway, I've only got a couple of bits of information today, my delicious little babies. And then, I'll just say something else now. Then I'm going to leave my video because I've got many, there we are, different things now to get done today, my delicious little babies, okay? Now then, so the first one, okay, this subloader happens to have, these two on YouTube, 109,000 subscribers, my delicious little babies, okay? In the old space bar, should anybody happen to have any form of an interest, capital T, the space, capital R, invisible, then space, capital H, hand. So it should read the space, invisible space, hand. On old YouTube, my little babies came up on my feed. So these will more than likely be one-offs. Okay, my delicious little babies now then. So this should read the secret companies making billions from the UK's, stumbled there, immigration crisis, just going over the dots, my delicious little babies. So I'm just going to repeat that again for you, shall I? The secret companies making billions from UK's immigration crisis. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now, this video is just over 19 minutes long, my delicious little babies, okay? Now, what this is talking about basically is, for some, they will already know this, my delicious little babies, but for others, they may very well not know all of this, okay? But yes, there's a lot more, for many will know anyway, to this immigration, situation that has been happening a long time, my delicious little babies, okay? And what this video is doing, there we are, is pointing things out. Now, I must keep a handle on it. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Yes. Anyway, so well worth a little listen. Should anybody have any form of an interest, my delicious little babies, that doesn't mean no. But of course, when you look at this, I mean, if you really look at it, everybody's suffering, aren't they? And of course, I have seen many new, the same as others do, my delicious little babies, okay? Other cultures, who are here in our old England, my delicious little babies, and, and I will say that, bless them for some, because they've got these jobs like these Just Eats, on the push back or on a little silent motorbike thingy, whatever they are. And they seem to be doing, there we are, a lot of these takeaway runs, my delicious, there we are, little babies, do you see what I mean? I just got takeaway runs. Anyway, my delicious little babies, okay, but they're clearly here as well, they're trying to earn a bit of ka-ching themselves. You see, the way that I see it is, okay, okay, I do get one's frustrations, okay? So I'm doing my best to word it the best way I can. so that he's not offending anybody, you know what I mean, at all. I would never wish to do that, my delicious little babies, okay? I've always said we've got the same colour blood running through our veins, my delicious little babies. Do you see what I mean? But I listened to another video just before coming on the camera to yourselves, my delicious little babies, and it appears now that our putrid government, really the comments say it all, really, my delicious little babies. That's on YouTube. What is it? The 8, I never wrote it down. Is it 8 things now that they're changing in old England, my delicious little babies? Yeah, it's amazing. There we are. How to move the goalpost. There we are. It's just amazing how to move the goalpost, my delicious little babies. But this is big business, and getting back to what I was saying previously, there we are. This is big business. But if you actually look at it, it is a form of, there we are, trafficking, isn't it? Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? So really, none of us are benefiting from this, my delicious little babies. There's only one who's benefiting, my delicious little babies. Do you see? So this is why I say I haven't, over my months and months, I haven't, to tell you the truth, covered too much of this, because there we are, there are plenty, thousands of others, bless them, who are covering it, okay? But when you really look at it, even now, and with the latest video that I've just listened to this morning, it was, 8 minutes, stumbling there, and 7 seconds. Well, now they're talking about, you got to have this, you got to have that, you got to have the other. Like I just said, the move, there we are, the goalpost, when it suits them, my delicious little babies. Do you see what I mean? Yes. So, we have been in a mess, there we are, for a very, long time, but the real ones who are causing the problem, they seem to sit back and, let's just say, and watch what's going out, out out here, Marslish. I'm not changing my video, okay? I don't have time to, Marslish babies, even if I wanted to. So this is not towards yourself, Marslish babies. I'm just getting really, it's racking me off, actually, okay? Because our old England, we have taken, not in literal terms, Marslish babies, but we have taken, it's like we've gone under the hammer. Do you understand what I mean, Marslish babies, okay? But we've also got to remember as well that others, come from other countries as well, because I feel like they're going to get a better laugh. But as I've known, even going back decades ago, Marslish babies, it's not all hunky-dory tickety-boo. No, it isn't. Do you know what I mean? But of course, as long as all of this is going on, and one's, saying, oh, they shouldn't be here, or whatever else, okay, these others now, in a government, there we are, Marslish babies, just before I even say it, my shoulders are going up. They're doing other things now, do you see what I mean? So while everybody's chatting about that, they're over there doing something else. There we are, do you see what I mean, Marslish babies? Yes. So really, ones have to look at, where the, and that doesn't mean no, where the problem lies, my delicious little babies. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, but well worth a listen, to that little video, my delicious little babies. Okay, now the final one. Now I am going to say, oh, and by the way, I just want to mention our lovely UK column, and I listened to a video yesterday, and I'm very surprised actually, because looking at it this morning, there was still only not very many who'd watched it, my delicious little babies. It just surprised me. It was to do with the teaching system and everything, okay? And Charles was talking, and with anybody not in that way, Charles was talking to this woman now called Sam. And I tell you what, there we are. I personally found it there we are, to be absolutely banging video, my delicious little babies. Do you know what I mean? Just very interesting. It's, there we are, it's ding ding dong dong, common sense, my delicious little babies. Do you see what I mean? But of course, that never got many views, my delicious little babies. Do you know what I mean? So you can see what's been going on here a long time. You know, if you mention something, there we are, which is common sense, well, it's very clear to myself that videos do not get out, do they, my delicious little babies? Do you see what I'm saying? Okay. But of course, you know, you've got other uploaders who talk a crock of shart, or they follow the narrative, or they, you know, they follow the leaders, and their numbers shoot up when they're feeding the public, their viewers, a crock of there we are, a crock of sharp, my delicious little babies. Do you see how this rocks and rolls now? Yes. So you know, this is what's going on, and do you know what I mean? I've just got that, not in literal terms, I've just got that word stranglehold. That's the words that I've just got, stranglehold, my delicious little babies. Do you see what I mean? But a very good video to listen to. So it's UK space column space news on old YouTube, my delicious little babies, or you could go and visit their website, which is UK space column, you know, search engine of your choice, my delicious little babies. Okay, then, you know, and the two got different articles and everything like that. Now then, do you see what I mean? Very interesting to listen to is our UK column, bless them, okay? But yeah, I really loved that video yesterday. It was bang. I love all the videos, but, you know, but that was really banging, you know. And I just wish that more, you know, mummies and daddies out there we are, would listen to videos like that. Do you see what I mean, my little babies? Anyway, so this final one doesn't mean no. So this final one is on YouTube. The uploader happens to have 4.07 thousand subscribers, my delicious little babies. Capital W, this is the uploader. My delicious little babies, please and thank you. Words, space, capital O of, then space, Salongo. I'll just spell that out for you, my delicious little babies, capital S. SALONGE. So it's words space of space Salongo. Okay, my delicious little babies, okay, on old YouTube. That's the uploader. The video should read critical thinking Abraham, Trail. Okay, my delicious little babies. So I'm just going to repeat this again for you, shall I? Critical thinking, Abraham, Trail. Yes, my delicious little babies, and now I'm going to close my book, okay? So we must remember everything's ticked off, yes. Must remember to go backwards, you know, to where we need to go backwards. I keep repeating this, you say. But there's very little, really, to tell you the truth, who actually, you know, listen to my videos at all, my delicious little babies, okay? But not to worry, because it's very clear that the words get out anyway, don't they, my delicious little babies? Anyway, so your man there now on this video, and again, that video is over 19 minutes long, my delicious little babies. So these are not long videos today, my delicious little babies. The one with UK column news and UK column bless, that is over an hour long, my delicious little babies, but well worth a listen, you know, and with any videos that I advertise, well worth a listen. Please and thank you. Just a little bit of time out of one's day or night. That's all I ever ask for. 3, 2, 1, Maggie's little lights. Thank you, little lights. You're delicious and bright, yeah. Like putting the lights on. Yeah. What your man here is talking about, I have mentioned another one of with that dear man in a video before, my delicious little baby's Kai. And what it is with him is that he, there we are, he's just done telling it the way it is. You know what I mean? And that who he's speaking about, this is to do with Africa, my delicious little babies. Now, for some of you, you already know this, but for others of you, you may not know this, my delicious little babies. But there's already been, 20 hits on this, there we are, this leader's laugh. And what your man here is talking about is that, you know, let's just say they have kept, bless the poor, dear Africans. Like I said, I mean, I've known many Africans in my decades, my delicious little babies, and I can well assure you now, they're really, really lovely. There we are. They're really, really lovely. Do you know what I mean? Okay. So, but it's just the way that they've been treated. The country's been treated like they've been held down. There we are, constantly. Okay. Now, this particular leader, let's just say, words to effect, he does not wish to engage. Do you know what I mean? Really, with other leaders. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay, because after all, what are they? Little men, little women. There we are in little suits. So what your man here's saying is, bless him, is that that leader there, bless his heart, in Africa, that, say for example, he could be sat across the table talking to somebody else, yet somebody else is planning, to get rid of him. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? I mean, it's absolutely disgusting what's going on. But I do remember months and months ago where I was talking about the leader, bless him, of Africa. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Okay, but this man here, please, with that last video, the final video that I've mentioned today, my delicious little babies, please, if you could just please a little bit of time out your day on that, just to listen to what your man there we are, got to say. Me personally, I could listen, and again, not in that way with anyone, I could listen, there we are, to the likes of that man, there we are, all day long, because yet he's another man, there we are, to talk ding, ding, dong, dong, common sense. Do you see what I mean, okay? But this is what's happening, my delicious little babies. But I've always said, what right does anybody have in any country to step into anybody else's country now? Nobody has a right to do that. And certainly not to just feel that they can take what they damn well want now, then, isn't it? But this has been going on for so long. But I mean, come on, it's like a book. I haven't said that for a while. So there's a beginning, there's a middle, and there's surely going to be, there we are, an effing end. Do you see what I mean, okay? But really, what ones want in the world, what we all want, there we are, is world peace. My delicious little babies, you know what I mean? Not being constantly divided, or only certain countries will get a decent amount of food and then others do not get a decent amount of food. It should never be like that. We have us out here who are mankind, okay, and we can be the most, there we are, and we have proved it to be over the decades and decades, to be, there we are, most creative, there we are, and most intelligent, but yet certain in the world have wanted to treat each and every one of us like, I'm just done saying it, my delicious little babies. I'm not calling you that, okay? It's how they seem to see us all. Do you know what I mean? How they want us to be under the thumb. Do you see what I mean? Like we're all brain dead. Do you know what I mean? Like we're useless. Well, we're not useless. None of us are useless. And we all have, there we are, something to bring to the table. There we are. We have something to bring to the table, but they're not alike in this. Oh, no. Let's just slight correction there. Yeah, you're useful if you can do something for them which benefits them. But otherwise than that, no, you're just classed as, just being brain dead and useless. That's how they see us out here, my delicious little babies. See, stumbling again. I'm not changing my video, like I said. So it's well worth a listen to that video, my delicious little babies. Such an interesting, like I said, not in that way, such an interesting man, there we are, to listen to. Do you see what I mean, okay? Because he sits back and sees what's going on, there we are, and sees what's going on. So for myself, I try to talk about, to cover as much as what I can, my delicious little babies. Do you see what I mean, okay? And really, at the end of the day, that's all I can do. But my heart goes out to all different countries, who are in a situation. I mean, it's not just getting back to this now as well. It's not just our old England, who's suffering. I mean, there's been other countries where, you know what I mean, where then other countries have been moving there. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, and then you see all these videos on YouTube, Martin, little babies. They're forever flipping flagging up. Do you see what I mean? Right? I'm leaving the UK, or I've left the UK. Well, good luck with that one, because it's only a matter of time. There we are, before it comes to where they have moved to, Martin, little babies. There we are. Do you see what I'm saying? So the way I see it is, it's damn silliness now, unless you're moving, whether it's to do with business reasons, or you met somebody, you get married, or, however that rocks and rolls. Well, really, what's the point in running from your country? I just do not see the point in it. Do you know what I mean? You do have genuine who, come into different countries because they're genuinely, there we are, either had to flee a war or had to flee the most serious of situations, mad little babies, and you got others where their families, I call it muck together. It's just an old-fashioned saying, mad little babies, figure of speech, but they all muck together, so that they can send one of their bands, to a university and, to make a better life for the families. Do you see what I mean? Okay, so, but this has been going on a long time, for decades, mad little babies. Sorry, so I'm stumbling again here, but do you know what I mean? There's no change. That's what I'm saying, mad little babies. I mean, this is nothing new. Do you know what I mean? It's just that what's happened is, because everything there we are is highlighted more and more and more. But if you really look at it, doesn't everybody just want, there we are, a beautiful and peaceful life? Because that's all they want. They do not want all this trouble and strife and shat. Nobody does, my delicious little babies. I know I certainly do not. You want to be able to live in peace, love and harmony, with your neighbours, or do you understand what I mean? Or if you're walking down the road or wherever you are, and just have a nice, pleasant time, have a little convo with somebody, you know what I mean? Then just be on your merry little way. But certain are not wanting that, my delicious little babies, so they just keep throwing everything, including the flipping effing kitchen sink now at us. My delicious little babies, you know what I mean? And after a while, it does grind you down. Do you know what I mean? It's like you look at everything, every single day there's slipping something now, man. Do you see what I mean? So that's what I say to myself. No, we have to, today I'm definitely going to make a point, and I'm going to be out in the sunshine. I've got my shorts on anyway, my delicious little babies, but you know what I mean? And I'm going to be making the most of it, you know what I mean? But very lastly, So, so I had one of my beautiful and dear little friends come to see me yesterday, and it comes to something, my delicious little babies, when, they would prefer to speak to me outside than inside me own home, my delicious little babies, because they too are aware that I've been spied on, my delicious little babies. Do you see what I mean? Okay. Very interesting, because I happened to be listening to a video this morning, yeah. So here's my point before I leave my video, because I'm not going to get myself all vexed and angry, okay, because some days I do really get vexed and angry, okay, and I don't take anything back, not one bit. Or if I send a comment or whatever I do, I'm done saying it, not to you, my delicious little babies, to whom it may concern. I'm done telling it the way it is now, isn't it? But from when this started, and I'm going to keep harping on about it, from when this started, my delicious little babies, okay, maybe somebody probably wanted to find out a bit more about myself, you know what I mean? You know how it rocks and rolls, you know what I mean, my delicious little babies, okay? But this seemed to have, there we are, got well out of control. Do you know what I mean? And especially with like a lot of the alternative media now. It seems to be everybody seems to know my damn well business now, isn't it? I'm done saying it now. I've had a F enough. What right has anybody got, and I repeat again, to spy on myself? So yes, I am totally pissed off with it. My delicious little babies kind. It's something that was said on this video that I listened to this morning, and I thought, yes, letting me know now. 150% now. So however, this started out, okay, to whom it may concern, good luck. Good luck. There we are. And you know who you are. Good luck with that. And unlike yourself, who takes it upon yourself to spy on myself, and for all of the alternative media now then to have a laugh at my expense, when all I do is give out information and all that now then, right, good luck to ya. You know who you are. You make me damn sick. I'm saying it in my camera. But unlike what you have done to myself, I'm not going to be done mentioning any names. Okay, but to yourselves, my delicious little babies, I'm not talking to yourselves, okay? I was just waiting, see. There we are, waiting. Seems that there's quite a few, isn't it? I've been watching over the months. You mark my words. Okay? There's quite a few who are in on it, isn't it? At my expense. Cheeky effers, man. I'm going to go, my delicious little babies. It's nothing personal to yourselves. Love, peace, harmony, and bright blessings to you all, okay? No matter what these effers want to do to myself, you know, I want to keep shining that light. Love to you all, whoever listens to my videos, okay, who puts any light to the occasional comments. Thank you so very much, okay? But I'm totally pissed off with it. It's every effing day, man. So I'm going to go. I'm not shouting at you, my little lovelies, okay? But yeah, but for them, I wish them well for what there we are has been done to myself for all these damn well months. Disgusting, man. Anyway, you just take care, my little beautifuls, little lovelies. How I love you so. Thank you for listening once again. Have a beautiful morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. Please take care of yourselves. Goodbye.